So I did this Instagram Reels the other day. Well, by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out on some really good stuff, man. Go to my Instagram. It's right here at Clark Bartram. My TikTok is The Real Clark Bartram. But those platforms, again, I found my voice. I found my lane, if you will. And I'm really getting good at providing content that people are resonating with. Specifically, my target demographic, men over 50, who want to get in shape, who have put themselves on the back burner and realized, hey, it's time for me to level up. So I did this post the other day where I said, I just realized, and we could even post it up on here possibly, but basically what I was saying was I had just finished a workout, and the Reels was, I just realized something really cool about myself. I don't let my age define my ability, and I don't let cancer define my health. Typically, what happens with the men that I see and the men that I coach is they do the exact opposite. They let their age define their ability because they believe some bullshit that they see on the internet, and they let some diagnosis or some situation define what they think their health should look like. So let's talk about the age thing first, because that really pisses me off on the internet when I see all of these people on there making men believe that because a man has reached a certain age, that he is no longer capable of doing certain things. So if you follow me, you know I go off and I do all these football trick shots and I have fun. I'll be out on this high school, which is right down the street from where we're at here at the studio, and I'll be out there by myself. I jump 2 fences oftentimes. I'll be out there in the rain. I'll be out there when it's getting dark, expecting my mom to scream, Clark, get home. That sort of thing. That's the attitude and the energy I feel and then I have when I'm out there acting like a kid at 60 years old, throwing a football by myself, shirt off in the rain, screaming and yelling with nobody around, just having a blast. When most people, most men, 60 years old, if they were sitting in the stands watching me, they would think, what's this guy doing? What's this idiot doing? Doesn't he know he's 60 years old? When's he going to grow up? And the answer is, yes, I know I'm 60 years old, and I'll never grow up, because that's the key to staying young. So when people get on the internet and they start telling men, every man after the age of 30, his testosterone is going to go down by 1%, if you buy into that, that then becomes your reality. So I'm here to tell you, don't buy into that. This is marketing, it's BS. Maybe it's some study that they did, that they cherry-picked data from. That does not need to be your reality. It's not my reality. So my age doesn't define my abilities. I can jump both fences. I can throw that ball for 3 hours. I can do things that most men would look at and go, when's this guy growing up? As I said a minute ago, I have no plans on doing that. And most of the time, when I'm out there and other people are there doing something similar on the field playing, it's typically a teenager or a guy maybe at the latest in his 30s, at the very latest. And he is a guy who will probably end up my age still doing those things because he's just that guy. So my encouragement to you is this. Listen to me and not the crap that you hear on the internet, because I am trying to put life back into you every single day. One of the things I remember about my dad, probably about the age that I'm at right now, and I'm experiencing it, but I don't let it define who I am or what I do. I remember him sitting there reading the newspaper, and I've said this before on the podcast, but it's worth repeating because it was very impactful. Reading the paper, he folded the paper, closed it up, dropped his head, and after a short pause, he looked back up at me, and I said, hey, what's wrong? He said, I'm at that age where all of my friends are dying. The reality is, we are at a stage of our life where we are going to more funerals than we are weddings. That's just a fact. And if we allow that reality to affect our lives and say, oh, I'm 60, my friends are all dying, whatever, and you like now start living your life like you're about to die, then you're about to die. Because your energy is being sucked out of you by an invisible force that you're allowing to have power over you that you could easily shift with one decision. And that decision is don't believe that stuff anymore. So that's why I say believe what I'm saying, not what you hear on the internet. Because here's what I want to tell you about studies and all of this stuff these idiots online are talking about. Well, studies say that every man after the age of 30, his testosterone is going to go down by 1%. Studies are only as good as the person doing the study. That's facts. Studies have data that is cherry-picked by the person who wants to present whatever data it is that they're trying to skew people's belief to get an outcome, whether it's sell a drug or do something. You need to understand this. So the way I look at this study about every man after the age of 30's testosterone dropping down, I just say, they didn't come and study me, so it doesn't apply to my life. The other thing is, our grandfathers had more testosterone back in the 1950s than we do now. Whether that's true or not, it doesn't affect how I approach my life. Just because my grandpa had, say my testosterone's 500, and in 1950 my grandpa had 1,000, what does that have to do with me? It literally has nothing to do with me and how I live my life. So why would I let this statement that is not facts, like we don't know for sure. We do not know for sure that whatever study they're citing is true or not. You ever heard of confirmation bias? That's all a study is. So all of this stuff about testosterone, I could do studies that flip those upside down. So my confirmation bias is I say that you right now can affect your testosterone in one simple breath. Your testosterone can go up. If you want to argue with me, that's fine. I'm not going to waste my time arguing back because this is my reality. And the more people that jump on this bandwagon are going to have the benefit of a life that is with higher testosterone. There's a book that I'm reading right now by Joe Dispenza. It's called You Are the Placebo. Now, I'm big into placebo effect. If someone sold me a bottle of pills that were full of flour, because flour is not going to, sugar might do something negative to me. Flour, or something that is completely negligent in what it can do. It won't do anything to you. Pills that are fake. And they tell me they're meant to boost your testosterone. So I start taking these pills with the belief that my testosterone is going to go up. And I watch my testosterone and it suddenly goes up. Then 6 weeks down the line, after I see the result, they come to me and say, you know what? Those were just flour pills. There was nothing in them to boost your testosterone. You just believed it was going to happen. And that's what happened. I wouldn't be mad at them because they triggered the belief that's in me that is the placebo. I am the placebo. You are the placebo. My question to you with that fact is, what do you believe? Are you going to believe that because you're over the age of 50, you can no longer go off and play, you can no longer go catch the football for your son or play soccer with your granddaughter or whatever it is that you have in your life, or you can't lose the weight, or you can't improve your marriage, or you can't make more money? You are the placebo. Use the power of belief to help you push away these people with their minimalist ideas of what is possible. So that's one part. I could go on and on about how age should not define your ability. Now, look, if you're going to go off and sprint and you're 55 years old and you haven't sprinted since high school, you certainly don't want to go off and run full speed. Like, be smart. Use common sense with what I'm telling you. But you're smart enough to understand that what I'm telling you is just because you are X age does not mean that your life is over. Period. No one can argue that with me. No one can argue that with me because they'll lose, because that just shows they're stupid. That's all. That's all I want to say. So now, with respect to this diagnosis that I have, I don't let this idea that I've been diagnosed, like I'm really trying to change the framework around the words that I use with this situation that I find myself in, and I'm still finding the right words to use because I don't want to be the typical guy that has this situation going on. I don't want to be the typical guy. You know why? Because the typical guy is going to put his tail between his legs and do exactly what doctors tell them when the doctor may or may not know as much about your situation as you do. And it doesn't need to be cancer. It could be any news that the world would see as negative, like any diagnosis of some sort of illness. So with respect to my situation, I don't let it define what I'm doing. Like everyone that sees me, the thing that I've heard most since I've been vocal about me finding this out is, damn, dude, you look good. You look great. You look great. I've heard that more in the last 8 months than I heard prior to that. I'm 60, I've got this diagnosis, and I'm hearing now more than ever, dude, you look great. What are you doing different? What I'm doing different is I'm leveling up. I'm not buying into all the negative stuff that I see online. I am now managing the way I interact with people better. I'm trying not to get as connected to the negative comments or the positive comments. I'm living my life, and I'm living it in a way where it is literally, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will be glad and rejoice in it. That is it. Getting busy living. All of these things that I say, I have to practice them first before you'll believe any of what I'm saying. Get my coaching program, get my blood test kit, or whatever it is that I'm offering to you as a result of my experience in life and telling you, like, this could be good for you to make this decision. So I have to be that guy first. So I love the fact that people are saying, man, you look good. Wow, you look more fit. Colin, the kid that came to see me today, he kept staring at me and he's staring at me. And I'm like, I just smiled, and he goes, how is it that you look younger? Because they came over specifically because they were worried about me, because on Instagram, they saw me talking about, I was on a podcast and I told them I said on the podcast what was going on. So they instantly thought that I was dying. And when they saw me, they saw, wow, Clark looks fitter than he's ever looked at 60 with this diagnosis. And he looks younger than he's ever looked. Yesterday, I'm going into the gym. I see a buddy of mine, and he's like, Clark, how is it that you look younger? How old are you now, dude? You're 60, you look younger. Here's how. Because I don't let my age define what I'm capable of, and I don't let any diagnosis dictate my health. That is it. Period. End of story. I recommend that you do the same thing. And as always, I'm here with my coaching program. I'd be remiss if I didn't give you the opportunity to click on the show notes below. At least go check out the Maximize Man Elite program, because this program has changed the mindsets of so many men, because that is the single most important piece to change. Two things, again, my age and this diagnosis. A lot of guys, when they hit 60, they think their life is over. I hit 60 and I'm like, I want to be the best looking, most fit, most energetic, most positive 60-year-old that I've ever seen. I know there's shit tons of them out there, but in my mind, I want to be the best one. And then with this diagnosis, my mindset is I want to be the best looking, most fit, most positive, most energetic guy that's been given this information in his life. And I feel like I'm succeeding in those areas. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I recommend that you do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, get after it in your life, go for it, because I'm no better, you're no worse. You can do that. That's it. Thank you for tuning in today. Make it a great day.